Engine instruments are good. All right, nice. We're in the air.
I was always interested in aviation ever since I was a kid. Throughout college and into medical school, I was able to find that intersection between aviation and aerospace and medicine. My name is Eric Chan and I am 29 years old, living in Anchorage, Alaska on about $160,000 per year. Alaska was the first choice for my residency. I first learned about the Alaska Family Medicine residency program through a mutual colleague who was also interested in aerospace medicine. From the way he described the program, basically everything that I was looking for. As a resident in Alaska, a typical day can vary a lot. We cover our own medicine service in which we see our own patients in the hospital. We also cover the OB service, the service that delivers babies, and the pediatric service as well. A typical day for us is 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Usually we work anywhere between 5 to 6 days per week. And then sometimes we also switch on to night shifts as well. The cost of living in Alaska can be higher than in the lower 48 states. Grocery costs and living costs in Alaska are tax-free. But I would say overall for groceries and gas, going out to eat prices are typically about 15 to 20% more than what you would typically see in the lower 48 states. My wife and I currently sublet a room from our landlord's home, and we pay about $1,300 per month, and this includes utilities and pre-existing furnishings as well. Per month, we typically spend anywhere between $500 to $700 in groceries. One thing that's definitely helped us save money is getting groceries in bulk. Fortunately, we have a Costco here, and then we also shop at another grocery store called Fred Meyer's for some of our smaller quantity items. Per month, we spend about anywhere between $100 to $200 on gas. I mostly just drive to and from the hospital, which is about a 5 miles trip one way. Full car tank of gas for me typically lasts at least like 2/3 of the month. And so that's also helped me really save. Growing up, I would always see my mom at her desk looking at the stock market in the morning. I would always be curious what she would be doing, and she was always self-taught. She didn't have any formal training. Throughout the years, she taught me about investing in general. Initially, I picked out different stocks that I would like to buy, but then I have since learned to invest more conservatively, to start looking into different ETFs as well as mutual funds to invest in. My main goal is to be able to create a portfolio for both me and my wife to achieve some degree of financial independence. I've heard like 2.5 million as one of the numbers where people like to reach, and so if I could reach that, that would create like a huge safety net for both my wife and I. I have always had an affinity for the colder weather. Having lived in Texas my whole life, I wanted to have the opportunity to escape the heat of Texas and enjoy some of the snow. And then also just the adventure of Alaska, hiking, skiing in the wintertime, both cross-country skiing and downhill skiing. We like to spend money on stuff that will be a good return for us, both pleasure or enjoyment. We like to go to dinner and then go to the movies together. Here in this house, constantly hearing noises from planes flying around. We have the Ted Stevens Anchorage Airport nearby, as well as the military bases. You can constantly hear the sound of planes and jets flying. All right. So this is the cockpit of the Cessna 152. This program allows a person to join the U.S. Air Force as a medical resident, and during residency, the Air Force will pay both an annual grant and monthly stipends throughout the duration of the entire residency. I will owe the Air Force at least 3 years commitment as part of their financial assistance. I'll be entering as a captain. For me specifically, I'll be assigned to a specific squadron in South Korea where I will be able to take care of the pilots and air crews in that squadron. In total for the Air Force, including my base salary, my allowances, and other incentive pay, I believe the estimated total will be in the range of $150,000 to $175,000 per year. It's always been a passion of mine to go into the field of aviation medicine and pursue that as a career if it means taking a pay cut for the time being. Being a NASA flight surgeon in the future would be definitely a dream of mine. Me and my wife, we definitely want to eventually settle back down in Texas because that is close to home for both of our families. I envision myself either finding like a family medicine job in that area, or if not, coming back to Alaska on a rotational basis while living in Texas. Having gone through all my training and education, I'm just looking forward to being able to finally work independently and do what I enjoy the most. I believe I found my own niche, which is aviation medicine, and I'm really excited to go into that field and pursue my dreams.